In this video, we'll talk about the recent, most stunning image taken by the Hubble telescope of a distant galaxy. Before all the hype surrounding the James Webb Space Telescope, it was Hubble who was a lone ranger in deep space. It all started when Hubble was pointed to a dark patch in space, and humanity was introduced to great wonders. Let's see what more wonders Hubble is recording these days. First up, Hubble is still impressive even after decades. The Hubble telescope has gone where no other telescope has before, of course, except for JWST. The most impressive telescope in history has traveled to the edge of space so that it can bring us the beauty that lies in the darkness. Hubble has the honor of making more than 1 million observations in 2 decades. It has witnessed the birth and death of many stars and has also gazed upon galaxies that probably don't even exist anymore. Though the latest hype is all about James Webb's recent deep field images, Hubble is pretty much still in the game. Its images might not be as sharp as JWST, but they're nothing short of marvelous. Recently, Hubble has captured an impressive mirror image of a galaxy that's billions of light years away. Hubble was able to feast its lens over SGAS J143845+145407 through the famous phenomenon known as gravitational lensing. When you closely look at a cluster of galaxies, it would seem that 2 orange-colored galaxies which look identical are connected by a long filament, but it's actually not a filament, but a third galaxy that appears as a bridge between them. The mirror image of the galaxy resulted because of the brilliance of gravitational lensing. It had helped create a captivating masterpiece that looks as if it's in the middle of a phenomenon, but in reality, it's just the beauty of an idea that Albert Einstein brilliantly explained. The Hubble Space Telescope has been churning out images of the universe through gravitational lensing for years, but it wasn't until JWST spewed out the most magnificent view of our universe yet that the phenomenon again caught everyone's attention. This goes on to establish that it's all thanks to Hubble for paving the way for these theories and giving scientists a chance to see them in all their glory with their own eyes. Up next, the Mirror Galaxy impressively captured by Hubble. The Hubble Space Telescope captured a triple image object in which 2 orange-colored galaxies appear to mirror each other while a third one acts as a bridge between them. The image is a result of a set of Hubble observations that use gravitational lensing to see the galaxies and stars in the early universe. Gravitational lensing is a pretty wild concept that sort of does weird things to the appearance of the lensed object. It can distort, bend, and even smear the image, and can even create multiple images of an object if the geometry lines up right. In Hubble's image, the light from the distant galaxies appears to be bent or curved due to the gravitational influence of a galaxy cluster. That cluster conveniently lies between the targets and HST, and so, in this case, the distant galaxy acts as the lensed object, while the cluster ends up as the lens. Since most of the objects captured by these amazing telescopes are so far away, it'll be difficult to see them without gravitational lensing. Astronomers can peep into the past, study the existence of spiral arms, or the oldest galaxies with the help of lensing, and that's exactly what JWST is enhancing. The galaxy in Hubble's image is a luminous infrared galaxy that can be as bright as 100 billion times the luminosity of our sun. Many of these LIRG create about 100 new stars per year, and they're typically spiral galaxies whose luminosity stems from active regions of star formation. Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3 and Advanced Camera for Surveys were the instruments used for imaging the object. Since objects like this galaxy are brighter in infrared light, they are best seen in the infrared spectrum because visible light gets absorbed by dust and gas in the galaxies. Studying these objects in the infrared spectrum has been a game changer, especially for the most distant galaxies. As for the one captured in Hubble's image, it's a whopping 6.9 billion light years away from us. To get the lensed image of this galaxy, it had to be lined up precisely behind the cluster that's 2.8 billion light years away from Hubble's point of view. Coming up, Hubble was responsible for revolutionizing gravitational lensing. Believe it or not, Hubble is still sending images back to Earth, and they're as magnificent as ever. The recent jaw-dropper from the Lone Ranger is the image of a mirrored galaxy. Thanks to gravitational lensing, Hubble was able to capture nature at its best. The bridge between the mirror image of a gravitationally lensed galaxy is a third galaxy that has been distorted by gravitational lensing. It completely proves Einstein's theory that this phenomenon occurs when an enormous gravity created by, let's say, a massive star cluster bends the space-time around it, which causes light from even more distant objects to curve around the foreground object. This allows astronomers to observe space entities of the young universe. Hubble's image will help astronomers study star formation in LIRGs, especially in the galaxy's spiral arms. They can also be a great way to compare to the present universe to better understand how it evolved. Instead of assuming things, astronomers can check out these vast space mysteries with the naked eye and in pretty high resolution as well. The same thing was observed in JWST's deep field image, where some galaxies appeared like stretched arcs. These red galaxies are perhaps the oldest ones in the universe. These arcs or rings in the background are called Einstein rings. As for Hubble, people have turned away from it a bit since James Webb made waves in space, but rest assured, the old gal is still proficient when it comes to detecting lensed galaxies. It's probably because of Hubble's 30 years worth of efforts that this method of gravitational lensing has revolutionized to such an extent. Astronomers have now also suggested that they should use the sun as a gravitational lens to image exoplanets, because, well, there might be another Earth that we just may be missing. Anyways, Hubble and JWST observatories will continue to explore the universe until they run out of gas or a meteor hits them. Next, we have ISRO testing human flight capacity for space tourism. Who knew that the next phase of tourism would be space? Well, if Bezos can have a go at it, why not the public? Still, it would be a few years until scientists can get that industry up and running. As for the Indian Space Research Organization, they seem to be in a hurry and can't wait to put people into space. The space tourism market is a real thing, and private aerospace companies have taken a special liking to it. Now India wants to enter the field, and the Minister of State for Science and Technology has revealed that ISRO is working on developing capabilities related to space tourism. Minister Jitendra Singh said that the government is allowing the private sector to participate in the country's effort to promote space activities. He further added that ISRO is currently working towards space tourism and is testing human spaceflight capabilities to low Earth orbit. India has been progressing quite spectacularly in its space sector, including throwing in policies that will benefit space sector startups in the country. Now let's talk about Earth getting hit by a geomagnetic storm. A geomagnetic storm is a temporary disturbance of the Earth's magnetosphere. The storm is caused by a solar wind shockwave, and Earth is now pretty much used to these storms. There's no catch here or an end of the world theory. On Earth, geostorm causes as much damage as simply offering humans a spectacular show of the auroras. The recent geomagnetic storm to hit Earth caused auroras stretching up to Illinois, and they were also visible from the north of Scotland. A full halo eruption was observed from the sun, and as a result, the coronal mass ejection hit Earth's magnetic field on Sunday, the 24th of July, 2022. The Center of Excellence in Space Sciences in India informed us about the massive trans-equatorial coronal hole observed on the sun, which then interacted with the Earth's magnetic field to create mind-blowing auroras. Besides beautiful spectacles, these particles can also be a death wish for satellite communications and electrical grids. Finally, James Webb might have spotted the oldest galaxy yet. The James Webb Space Telescope has gone to infinity and beyond to bring us an exclusive preview of the most distant galaxy we've ever seen. Yes, it's only from the perspective of what we can see or the telescope. For what it's worth, James Webb's deep field image accounts for the part of the sky that's equal to holding a grain of sand at arm's length. This means that we're not even close to scratching the surface. Still, the most powerful telescope in the world has detected light from a galaxy that's just 300 million years after the Big Bang. It may only seem like a red blob, but in theory, it's a galaxy from 13.5 billion years ago. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about this stunning image? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.